Hi everybody, welcome to my channel Rainier Books. My name is Rainer and I'm living in Sweden. I'm a German guy speaking mostly about literature written in English on this BookTube channel. Today I'm going to present you a prediction for the National Book Award, which is going to be announced on Wednesday this week in the United States. 5 books have been shortlisted. I have them all here. And I think I'm going to read the first paragraph of each and every book for you, and then I'm going to make a prediction who's winning. How's that? Let's get started. The first book that's nominated, I go alphabetically by the last name of the authors, is Rumaan Alam's Leave the World Behind, which is a book about a family in New York City. They're going to a weekend, I think, to Long Island, right? And suddenly the world is changing dramatically. There's no more electricity and there's no internet. And the book starts like this. First paragraph. Well, the sun was shining. They felt that boded well. People turn any old thing into an omen. It was all just to say no clouds were to be seen. The sun where the sun always was. The sun persistent and indifferent. Does that sound like a thriller? You know, the sun, look at all. Okay. We're going to the second book, alphabetical order, by the last name of the author. And this is Lydia Millet, a children's Bible. This is a book about young people together with their parents. They go on a vacation. The parents are treating the environment badly. They are drinking, they're having sex crossed with each other. The children are sort of revolting. A Bible plays a certain role, and then they move into the woods and start some kind of revolution. That is a children's Bible with this. I think I like the cover very much. Yeah. The first paragraph. Once we lived in a summer country. In the woods there were tree houses, and on the lake there were boats. Even the smallest canoe could take us down to the ocean. We'd paddle across the lake, over a marsh, down a stream, and come to the river's mouth, where the water met the sky. We'd run along the beach on a salt breeze, leaving our boats on the sand. So this starts with once we lived. It's almost like a fairy tale, isn't it? If I compare the two openings, which one would you prefer to read first? If you just have to judge after the first paragraph, my decision would be Leave the World Behind. Crazy way to judge, I know. But I haven't read much of those books, so I will have to make an intelligent guess, which probably will be wrong. Deesha, Phyliaw, The Secret Lives of Church Ladies is a collection of short stories published by West Virginia University Press. West Virginia University Press. West Virginia, the state, the reddest of all states in the United States of America. Just information. It makes no sense here, at least here. The first paragraph is, of course, the first paragraph of the first story. The first story is called Eula. Eula books the suit in Clarksville, 2 towns over. I bring the food. This year it's sushi for me and cold cuts and potato salad for her. Nothing heavy, just enough to sustain us. And I bring the champagne. This year, which like every year could be our last, I bring 3 bottles of Andre Spumante. Interesting, isn't it? That's an opening that I like. Let's continue with Number 4, Shuggie Bain by Douglas Stuart. Some people, Greg from Supposedly Fun has said he loves the book, but he says that this seems to be like not an American novel because the author is from Scotland. And this is about a guy growing up in Glasgow in Scotland, but because Stuart he lives in Brooklyn now in New York, he is an American citizen. He's eligible for the National Book Award. Shuggie Bain. I can't do it with a Scottish accent. I can't. 1992, The South Side. That's the first paragraph, first part. 1. The day was flat. That morning his mind had abandoned him and left his body wandering down below. The empty body went listlessly through its routine, pale and vacant-eyed under the fluorescent strip lights, as his soul floated above the aisles and thought only of tomorrow. Tomorrow was something to look forward to. So that's a very down-to-earth dive into the action, it seems. And let's get to the last book, Interior Chinatown by Charles Yu. I love the cover. I love the cover. This is written in 7 acts, almost like a play. Act 1 is called Generic Asian Man. It's like a poem on the first page, not a paragraph. Int Golden Palace. Ever since you were a boy, you've dreamt of being Kung Fu Guy. You are not Kung Fu Guy. You are currently background Oriental male, but you've been practicing. Maybe tomorrow will be the day. Charles Yu, Interior Chinatown, first page. So, looking at pages, the first paragraph, who would win the National Book Award? No, that's rubbish. That's rubbish. But if I should say which one of the first paragraphs has impressed me so much that I say, okay, this is the one that I'm going to read first of all, then I think I have 2 favorites. If I'm only judging after the first paragraph, that sort of immerses me into a book, which is, of course, not objective anyway. It's very subjective. But the 2 books that interest me most after the first paragraph are Rumaan, Leave the World Behind, and Deesha Phyliaw, The Church Ladies. One of them would be my choice. But who wins the National Book Award on Wednesday? What is your prediction? Write it down in the comments below. I'm not ready yet because I think I will make a prediction. Who's going to win the National Book Award of 2020, of course. Last year, we had Susan Choi winning the National Book Award. 2 years ago, we had Sigrid Nunes winning the National Book Award. Are we going to have a hat trick for women? What do you think? Or is a man coming into... How much women, how much men do we have? We have actually, which is... we have actually 3 men and 2 women on the ballot, so to speak. And one of them is African American. That is Deesha Phyliaw. One of them is American with a background, I think, also with a diverse background, Rumaan, black writer, as well. We have 2 Afro-American writers. Okay, we have 1 Asian American with Charles Yu, and we have 2 white authors with Lydia Millet and Douglas Stuart. Does that play any role for the decision of the jury? It might be. We had an Asian American winning last year, Susan Choi. And, well, let me think. So what is the jury of the National Book Award going to do? Are they picking the best quality book or are they going after diversity? I think, personally, and that's my favorite now, and now I'm going to make a big hunch no, a big hunch, a big guess. My winner is, if you look at the Scotiabank Giller Prize in Canada, how to pronounce knife. It was so touching. It was so touching. If you have seen the interview, if you have seen the speech of Surankam Tamavangsa, the wonderful author who won the Scotiabank Giller Prize this year in Canada, how to pronounce knife, she said that when she was like 5 or 6 years old, she was born in a refugee camp in Thailand, and came to Canada because someone sponsored them the trip to Canada, and she and her family got political asylum in Canada. And when she learned English, she had problems in pronouncing words, and her teacher told, and she said in that speech when she took the Scotiabank Giller Prize, when she thanked for it, she said, 36 years ago, I had a teacher who told me that I could not pronounce the word knife. Tonight, my book, How to Pronounce Knife, wins the Scotiabank Giller Prize for Canadian literature, which is sort of the Canadian dream. I don't know. But coming to short stories, because short stories of immigration won the Giller Prize, I give you my hunch for the winner of the National Book Award. The National Book Award 2020, yes, is going to Deesha Phyliaw for The Secret Lives of Church Ladies. This is my prediction. Look at it. That is my winner. Now it's your turn. Predict the National Book Award. Let's see on Wednesday who's right and who's wrong. I have a 20% chance to win this. Let's see if I do. Thank you very much for watching this. It's going to be very exciting until Wednesday, and I see you soon with another video on this channel. Thank you very much. Wear a mask. Social distancing, please. We can get out of this. Bye-bye.